Hello, and you are live from the kitchen. You might remember that a few weeks ago I was polishing this thing up, and you'll notice, if you saw that I've got a piston on it now, and the safety valve is still the original, but I think after having had a second look at it that it should be fine. It does seem to lift quite freely, so we are good for that. I'll just shift that out of the way. So yeah, so let's try and see if we can get this one running. So this should be on meth, so got some methylated spirit. And I'm just going to top this up with the tumble dry water, which I use for my locomotives. I'm just going to fill that pretty much almost to the top. I've got no instruction manual for this or anything. I'm going on the same procedure I use for the locomotives. She's drinking a lot. There we are. That is actually full. So that is going to prime a lot. So this is the lubricant oil I use for the locomotives. So what are we going to do? Okay, so I think that's fine. That is going to prime like hell, but that is what it is. Okay, and get some oil on all of this. It's dry as a bone, so just gonna lubricate the whole thing. Okay, so that's not too bad. So obviously it doesn't have a mechanical lubricator. So let's see if this holds the meths as well as it should. Cool, yeah, don't want to drink that. All you're getting is a shot of arm at the moment. I think there's enough in there, so you can see I put it on a baking tray for a very good reason. Okay, I'm going to get the meths well out of the way as well. Okay, so that will be just sliding into there. So I have lifted the safety valve, so there we are. I'm just going to let that settle for a minute and then stick that right in there. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's come back in. The safety valve is weeping. I did fill it right the way to the top, so it is gonna do that. But I can hear it. It's making quite a noise. There does seem to be some weeping coming from the cylinder. try and manipulate it. Does that on the locomotives. I'm watching really carefully for any shape changes in the boiler as well. Well, that made me jump. The safety valve's lifted. There's quite a leak. Hydrolocked, I think. Back in a mo. I've got a slight dilemma. I need to shut this down somehow, and I need to not burn myself. I'll take out the meths burner, but I think if I just leave that to the side, that will just burn itself out. I don't really want meths lying about, and it stinks as well. Bye. Okay, just a quick update. I've just actually compared this to the replacement unit, and let's see if we can get those to focus. You'll see that the outlet on the original one is slightly closer, so this part is far too long. Back to the drawing board, I think. Right, so I am back, and I've made a very, very minor change, because this is the new cylinder I bought, and I found out that the distance between these two were wrong. But the original problem was that I was missing the piston rod. I bought the whole assembly thinking I could fit the whole thing as an assembly, but I've actually taken the original cylinder and fitted it. So what I'm going to do, if I can just undo this, okay, and just fill this up with water again. Takes quite a lot. There we go. That's full. It didn't actually boil up much of what I'd already put in it. So got that. Okay, so there's, just going to get some oil on there so that I can give that a good run and manipulate that so it will, so it feeds in a little bit. I need to get some more oil actually. Okay, and the last piece of the puzzle, the fire. So we have the meths, this purple stuff, and excuse the hand being in the shot. It's yeah, I've overfilled that. Must have had quite a lot in it still. Not to worry. That's what I've got the baking tray for. So we put that to the side. Okay. Because that stuff will go up. I think I'm going to just try and soak up a bit of that stuff, because that could get worse. Potential fire hazard, which is why I'm doing this in the kitchen. Just soak some of that up and try not to knock it all over. It stinks as well. And this is potentially going to really go. Yeah, be really careful when pouring this stuff in. It's fairly volatile and fairly stinky. So, there we are. Okay. Yeah, you can see where it sort of spilled a little bit, but never mind. I'll just try and put this in without burning my face off. Yeah, that's burning quite hot. I think I've spilled a little bit in there, but I guess it will just burn itself out. So now this actually moves a lot more freer. So we'll see how well that develops steam. Let's just pinch that up slightly. There we are. Okay, this is kind of the uninteresting bit, so I'll speed this one up. Fire's gone out. Should we try that again? I'm starting to heat up quite nicely actually as well. Yeah, that works. Burn it off. All that polishing work I did. Not to worry. It's a working engine. Yeah, that's hot. I can't tell very well. Yeah, the flames keep going out. I'm just going to cut this here. Okay, she's relit again. She's certainly boiling. Again, back to the drawing board. Feel like I'm nearly there now. Okay, so I've tightened the bolt behind here. Quite a lot on this. Quite a bit of weeping at the cylinder. Wondering if it needs some kind of sealant. I'm not entirely sure, but she's lit again, so let's see what happens. I think it's time to call this one a night, as what seems to be happening, the boiler is boiling okay, that's absolutely fine. The safety valve is lifting. There does seem to be something going to the cylinder, and then the cylinder is just leaking. So whether this rod is maybe not long enough, so if I say, let's see if I can withdraw that. Okay. So take that out. So that sounds like it's got quite a good seal. So if, say it's mid-stroke, should either be there or about there. So something's not quite right. Is this maybe not quite long enough? It does seem to be having some kind of resistance. I'm using pliers because this is still boiling hot. And there's clearly something going on there. Drawing board number 2 again.